What's up, guys? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Shay's World. I am your girl, Shay, and we're back talking Deal or No Deal Island. This is season 2, episode 7. They call it Snake in the Grass.
It's
I
episode
call it
8.
Snake with a Flat Ass. That's the name of this
It's
episode.
episode 8. Yeah.
No, we're on episode 7.
Oh, my bad. You're right.
All right. So, episode 6 left off on a cliffhanger. But before we get into this episode, I had to introduce my lovely co host.
Your boy Malik. I don't. All my days are running in together, and all my episodes are running in together.
It's a lot of content we're about to try to push out. Um, Nonetheless, I don't know how our brains are staying together.
That little hiccup never happened. Yeah.
This episode we open right back up where we left off. They replay CK and Philip going at it, and he goes with the infamous line, "When you go low, I'm going lower, so low underground that Harriet Tubman will have to call you to tell you to run." Okay, my friend. For those, who didn't maybe watch the last recap, that's where we start at. So then Dr. Will decides to chime in and say, MG went home because CK made a deal with me. As if
Boom.
anybody is really listening to him, he decided to go ahead and throw that out there. Philip also throws out there that MG went home because of why she went home. Parv and Letty kind of go at it a little bit. Parvati kind of calls out Letty for saying she would take CK's head off. Like, this temple is just on
A
fire.
mess.
It's a mess,
Yeah.
and I love it. And this is where I was like, okay, well, maybe episode 6 wasn't the best episode of the season because this is good. And still don't even know if she's made it. We still don't even know if she's taken the deal, made a good deal or a bad deal because it is just so much going on. Although CK says, she called out everyone she just want everyone to own up to the MG vote. And it's just like
What do you mean?
a seal.
Like
Yeah.
what? Like what am I owning up to? We wanted her out because we wanted to break up the conglomerate, and we
True.
made a conglomerate of our own.
True.
So
But
what are
let's
we
not
owning up
forget
to?
why we had to do it. It was to keep you safe from Dr. Will. You know?
So what are we owning up to? Keeping you safe?
Yeah.
You being ungrateful?
Sounds like it to me. Sounds like it to me. Anywho, all right. So she take the offer. She had the $250 briefcase. So she has now beat the banker twice. So she took the $925,000 offer. That brings the total briefcase that they will be playing in the final round $6,624,001. So now
$1.
she has to decide who is she going to send home. She said she's choosing to send the person who put her game in jeopardy the most, and that person is Seychelle. My love. You had to take me out. You had to take me out now. Because
My love.
if I would have stayed, I would have ate you up and not in the way that you would have wanted. Pause. That statement had so many different meanings, considering that both of them, CK has a wife, Sexual has a girlfriend. And I said,
I didn't even
not,
catch that. That is
not in the way.
funny.
Well, here's the tea. I don't know if they showed that entire part. However, Sexual has already done exit interviews because
Oh, okay.
today was the only day that they got their release from NBC to do their interviews, and she said that was a full statement that she said.
And not in the way that you would have wanted.
Um So then she gets up and she said, as she's walking up, she tells CK, "You know who made the deal." she, no, before she even got up, she still ended up eating the girl up because she said, at the end of the day, no matter what, in this game or out of this game, you're still a cheat with a flat ass.
You're still a cheat with
With
the
a
flat
flat ass.
ass. Like,
I was like,
ow,
no, why am I losing
why?
facial? Why?
Why?
Oh my god.
Oh my
The girl
goodness.
ate. And so she gets up there and she was just like, you guys are talking honesty and integrity. It's not this bitch. It's not this bitch. Don't trust this bitch. And yeah, she told the
Cut
lady.
to the challenge.
She told Letty, she said, eat her up, Letty. Letty, eat her up. And then she goes and tell Joe that Joe asked her something, and she was like, I'm good with how I played. And she was just like, that deal. Let's be honest, that deal changed the game, and I did that shit and walked off. I said, drop the mic, everybody go back to the island, just go straight to bed. Seychelles has set this shit on fire. And y'all may just want to try again because
Hello. And left it ablaze.
yeah. They get back and CK is standing on the fact that she meant to call everybody out, and say everything. And Dr. Will was just like, sometimes when you calling people out, really makes you look bad. I was like, well, damn, Dr. Will, like, just tell her straight
I
to
mean,
her
he will
face.
know.
I mean, straight to your face. You still look like an ass. um, but that's that.
He would know.
They go to bed the next day. It's really not a whole bunch of stuff going on other than you get David and Dixon sitting down talking, and they're talking about, having each other's back and all of that. Cool, whatever, yada, yada, yada. David, Letty, and Philip are in the room, and they hatched this plan, and it was a perfect plan that Dr. Will came up with. Don't know how he knew to come up with this plan on this particular day, but he was spot on. He was like, if we have a challenge, it's a group challenge, and I'm on the opposite team of you guys, I'll throw it to make sure we're in the bottom so that you guys will be safe. I'll play the banker, yada, yada, yada. Parvati comes in their little tent, and she's trying to talk to Philip, but he is not going. And it was like, ma'am, if you did not catch yesterday when he did not pull for you, that he is not rocking with you after you made that statement, I think you ought to get it now.
But also, he's like, after everything that went down last night, how explosive everything is or was. Now everybody's in each other's faces like all kissy kissy buddy buddy. He's like, no, like y'all are not standing on business for real. Like y'all being fake, and I'm not about that fake stuff. Like, and I can kind of respect that, but at the same time, you kind of got to be fake. Like,
Well, I think
start of the game.
Parvati is trying to fill out the tempo because the last conversation they had, it did end with them saying, like, it's okay if other people think that there's tension as long as we're actually good. So I think she probably walked off from that conversation thinking that they were still okay,
The problem is they're not good.
but they're not. And I think when he didn't save her, pull for her, that should have been her clue. And that night before they went to bed, she should have pulled him to the side and just reaffirmed again, not waited till the next day and wait till he's in a room with people. If she cared enough to sever that relationship. Do we know if she
Mhm.
cared or not? We don't know. So the banker is petty, production is petty, and this is why I said in the last review that the CK Letty drama leads into 2 episodes because today's mission, excursion. I'm sorry, it's excursions on Deal or No Deal Island. My bad. Today's excursion, the 2 winners from the previous day are going to be the team captains. And I'm like, so this is still CK versus Letty.
Very much so.
So Lady chooses Philip, Parvati, and Lachelle to be on her team. CK gets a David, Will, and Dixon. Like I said, Will plan works out perfectly. So this is the same challenge that they did last season, where they had pulled Aaron. They had kidnapped Aaron, and everybody had to go up, and he had to. They didn't kidnap him, but before they left the temple one night, they had
Put the
chosen
bag over his
Dave
face
back.
and
Yeah,
s-
he
and
didn't see
hit
the
the
rest of them
hand
to
on
the
the head with a stick
yeah,
and put him in a white van and drove off.
yeah, sure, yeah, that's the yeah. Anyway, last season it was just one person but Aaron had to manipulate two people to get keys so that he could be unlocked. Versus, well, this one was still two people, but they did it, split it up into teams. And now the game was called Testing Integrity. And I thought that was another reason that production was petty as fuck.
Man,
They
okay,
called
they made this challenge the night before.
they literally made the rules and all the whole
No shade.
precursor. Joe's whole script was written the night before. After
The
that,
night before.
they was like, back to the
They
writing
did not get
room,
any
back
sleep.
to the room.
They lost all sleep that night.
Yes. So they have the option. So basically it's three people on each team, so they're going to go in twice. They have to get the first team to get lock in 6 cases. The game stops, but you also have to have the highest value cases at the same time. In those cases, you can send one of the people for one of the cases. They'll make $0, but it guarantees your safety as the captain. Which one is going to do it? And I was just like, y'all got to know CK is going to do this shit. And I would have went and got a different case. If she's on my second one, I would have went and got a different case if I was on CK's team. Just point blank, period. Anywho, um, CK does send Dixon for the save. Their team did lock in the 6 cases first. However, because she sent them off for the save and she sent Dixon to get the $500,000 case, they didn't make enough money.
Wait, so what? Who did
She
she?
sent she sent David and Dr. Will for high value cases. However,
Hmm.
she sent by her sending Dixon to get the save for her, the case value was 0. So then on
Mm,
Dixon's second go round, she sent him to get a $500,000 case. She should have at least sent him to go get like a $1.75 million case
why did she send him to get the 500?
so that they could finish first because
Mm,
the 500,000 was number one.
but does that even matter?
Yeah,
If
it
you
mattered because they were both down to their last cases. Both teams were down up for their 6th case. So she was trying to send Dixon the closest so that he could come back the fastest. But my
right,
thing is, Miss Accounting and Math person, you should have, if you knew that you were going to try to save yourself, you should have sent out for all of the highest value cases no matter what. And you should have
I
sent
guess
Dixon first.
my confusion is what does it matter about coming in first place if the highest value still gets safe anyways? Like Letty's team came in second, but they're still safe, right? Because their overall value was higher
Mhm.
than CK's team. So really the time doesn't even matter. Trying to finish first is irrelevant, to be honest.
Well, no, but you at least want to finish first in the chance that if you finish first and y'all had the highest values, then y'all won. Because keep in mind,
But
because
if you get the
Parvati's
highest
team,
value,
yeah, but Parvati's team only had 5 cases. They didn't get all 6. They only got 5, but they still had more. They came up with $10 million because Letty sent her team out for all high value cases, no low value. No
right?
500,000s. Everything Letty sent out was millions.
So it didn't
Whereas
matter.
it didn't matter in the end. However, she did not know that, you know, CK was going to go for the save. So you don't know if somebody's going to go for the save. It's not guaranteed that they're going to go for the save. So let's just say that CK didn't go for the save, and the two cases that she sent Dixon to get were higher value, and they made it back quicker, they would have won. But because she didn't, and she's a selfish type of player, you know,
Here we are.
here we are. Anywho,
So she's safe, but her team is
she's
in the
safe,
bottom.
but David, Dixon, Dr.
Dixon.
Phil are up for elimination. One of them
Okay,
has to play
okay.
the banker.
Oof.
So, there wasn't really a lot of much going on back at the island, other than Dixon saying he doesn't want to play the banker, really. Um, Dr. Will makes a deal. Dr. Will and David sit down and he offers him a deal. And basically it's, if you play the banker, I'll keep you safe, I'll send Dixon home, and vice versa. So Dixon is the fall guy for if either of the bigger players win. David goes and talks to Letty. He tells Letty he wants to play the banker. He tells Letty that he will send Dixon home. So, because Dixon is part of the family, Letty is looking at it as, okay, maybe I can trust him. I'll let him play. So David is going to play the banker. And let me just say that David playing the banker was one of the more entertaining games that we have had. Like all of his little sayings before he chose his reasons for why he chose his cases, his energy. Joe was playing off of him like you need to be angry, not happy. Like it was just really enjoyable to watch him play. You know what I'm saying? Did you get that sense when you were watching David
Unfortunately, I missed a little bit of his uh battle
banter?
with the banker. Yeah. Well, the scene as a whole, I didn't really. I only caught the end part. Unfortunately, I didn't make it. I actually didn't make it that far.
Oh, okay.
But I'm in all honesty seeing what his final outcome came to. I was like, maybe this was just really in the cards. Like maybe this was really set in stone for real, because he played a very good game.
Yeah,
So
he had a really pretty good one, I have to say.
yeah.
We can run through it really quickly. He chooses case number 7. So on his first round, he has 4 cases. He said he had to punch 2 kangaroos, so he's going with case number 2. And I just thought that was so funny because it's from Australia, kangaroos. Like it was just so like his was so kind of family friendly in a
uh,
sense. So his first case, he knocks off the 1 penny. He goes number 9 was looking at him funny, so that one was $500. He said 8
looking
looks
at him funny.
smooth, so that one was 2.25. And then go big or go home. He did case number 12, and that one was for $1,000. But his first offer was $200,000. Like it was
A
an
good,
instant no deal.
yeah. It's a good start, but definitely no deal.
This start. So the second round, though, first case he goes number 1. It was $100. So then he goes number 5. It was $1. So then he goes, not that this could happen, but I'm pretty sure I could drink 10 beers. So he goes with case number 10, and it was 1.5 million. It's like, ugh.
Okay.
So then he goes with
Kind of
number
expected
3.
though.
Yeah. He goes to number 3, and it's the 1.75.
Okay.
So it's like 50-50. Too
Yeah.
small, too high. So he gets a $650,000 deal, and he doesn't take it.
Mm.
So he has 2 cases left, number 4 or number 11. He says 11 was his basketball number, and he has 4 kids. So it's really hard to choose a case. But Lachelle lets him know those family cases have not worked out in the past.
No
So be
shade.
careful with the number 4. He's like, yeah, I hold it in high regard, so I'm going to go with number 11. And number 11 was the highest value case, and it was the 2.5 million. And I was like, shit. Should he have went for his kids?
Dang, Lachelle. Come on,
So
Lachelle.
the banker calls, and it's kind of like, ugh. But while Joe is on the phone with the banker, Dixon pisses me off because he turns to CK and says, "Am I going home?" And I'm like, even she's like, "Shut the fuck up, Dixon. Like, no, like, that's your freaking best friend up there. Like, why would you even think you're going home?" But furthermore, it pissed me off because I'm just like, why are you even up here questioning it when earlier you guys were talking and y'all talked about how you kept him safe, and then you all in your confessional, like, I don't know who I can trust. What the hell?
I'm screaming. Well, I would have just thought that Dixon was trying to like play a part and keep the suspense of the mystery, but everybody already knows that y'all are cool, so nobody would think that you're going home.
He made a good
Even Will didn't expect that his deal would fully save him. So
true. So he gets an offer for $999,999 for Luke. That was her offer. It was for Luke.
and I would have took it
He
for
did take
Luke.
it. Was for Luke. She said it was for Luke. Because we've been having this $1 hanging on. So if I go ahead and make it 99999,
Will
then
you take this
this
deal?
thing on
Yes.
out.
Any angel
So
number I would have taken.
yes, so he does those, or he turns those into like his angel numbers because he wanted to turn the number 18 into a positive. He said 2 9s is 18, then he got 9999. So he takes the deal and he opens his case. And for the second week in a row, the person has had the $250 case and he makes a good deal. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. This was the first time, guys, that I have actually watched this game and have sat here with my fingers crossed, prayed to God. Like, I don't know what type of magic you can make, but if you could some kind of way flip what happens and make sure he make a good deal, I would appreciate it. I was going to be so pissed. My attitude was going to be so stank the rest of the season if David got eliminated. Like, I
Ooh.
his accent on my TV.
You know, she gonna end up, if he gets eliminated, we're not gonna do no more reviews, y'all.
We are
She
gonna do the
can't get
reviews,
through
but my attitude gonna be real stank. Real stank. So now we have to eliminate somebody. And CK turns to Will and say, "Is there anything you wanna admit to, Will?" He says, what does he say? What he say?
I just wanna admit that you suck.
Right? Like, bro.
Hello, like girl, what do you want me to admit? Admit what? Is there
That I
anything you want
saved
me
you
to?
once again. Like, do y'all see this theme? Everything you want these people to admit is that they saved you. You are not special, my love.
And what's
Sexual
crazy
responsible,
is
my
she
love.
over here sitting big with her chest out because she's safe. Over here talking about, is there anything that you want to admit? Man, when she went over and hugged David, she over here talking about get that devil or get that villain or get that whatever.
Yeah, she said, "Get that devil out of here.
Get that devil out of here, girl. You.
You need to be out of here, my love."
Okay.
All right. So now David has to decide, and it's between Dixon and Will. And David says, "Well, I made a deal with Dr. Will, and everybody is shook and shocked. Like, what the hell? The two people coming for each other. You made a deal with him?" But Dixon, when you won that $5 million deal, you won yourself a $5 million bodyguard. Get out of here, boy. Out of here. And with that, my guys, Dr. Will has been eliminated. And much to our surprise, he says this is his retirement from reality television. And I'm a little sad because I wanted to see him play on Traders as a cast
Okay.
member and not just a host of a competition of one of the missions. But if this
He'll
was
be
the
back
show
like
that he went
give him
out
like
on,
5, 10 years, girl. He'll be back
yeah,
5, 10
I
years.
mean he was gone for a long time.
Okay.
But I do appreciate him having a respect and love for competition reality shows to know that there has been a current resurgence and him coming out of retirement to come on these shows and booster the viewership. I do
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that. So if this is the way that he has to go, I'm not mad. Kind of wish maybe, like he said, he would have played the banker. It would have, for him and his ego, it would have been better if he played the banker and took,
And sent
took
himself
that
home.
bad deal versus the golden goddess
Ooh.
sending him home, the Australian survivor sending him home and ending his
His
career.
mortal enemy.
Yes.
Wow, not the hero one, but I
Yeah,
really like was rooting for Dr. Will, like low key, like I wanted the villain to win.
the villain to win.
So yeah, like
So if
I
one
hate
of
that
the
I'm not
three
going to
of
see him
them
on my
were to
screen
win,
anymore. Huh?
no, finish the statement.
I just I hate that I'm not going to have to see, that I'm not going to see him on my screen anymore.
Yeah.
That was all.
Well, yeah, it would have been good if he went out on a win. That definitely would have been good if he went out on a win.
Mm.
Um, Same with like no, my question was gonna be so if one of the reality stars won, your pick would have been Dr. Will.
Between him and David.
Him, David, and Parv. You were going for Dr. Will.
Well, I don't think I would want. I think I would want David to win, but I wanted Doctor Will to give him like a good like fight, and so like and plus I like Will's personality as a player in the game. Like he's but like it's like a strategic one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like okay, like I kind of like can get behind it. So and he's the only one that can keep up. Like he literally called David out to his face and said, "What game did you win?" Like for those of you who know Death Note, this is literally L versus Light. Like this is like a battle of genius to me. So I just think that yeah, Dr. Will should still be on the show and the island.
I agree.
But the only person that could get him out got him out, so I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. So with that, we do bid you a farewell, Dr. Will. We appreciate you. We have enjoyed you. You made it to episode 7. Wish you kind of would have made it a little bit further, but it was very
He did
poetic
very
for
well.
the Australian Survivor winner, the Golden God, to retire you. You're welcome, America.
Okay, so did David retire Will? Or did David just send him home and Will say, "Yeah, I'm done with this shit"? Like I already agreed coming out here that I was gonna do it, but before coming out here, I was just like, "This
Yeah,
is
I mean,
definitely
he
gonna be
knew
my
he was
last."
retiring. He knew that this was his last show. I think David is just, just to kind of get
Your
um,
blood pumping
yeah, I retired you.
in the storyline, yeah,
I sent
yeah,
you home. I sent you
no
home. You would
shade.
have loved to win, but I sent you home. And with that, you are retiring and sayonara.
Sucker.
This was a really good episode, guys. This was good. We had our double elimination, how they decided to slice it up on the double
Yeah,
elimination. So we spent a lot of time at Temple. As you can see, we didn't really talk much about Island or the game because it was really a lot of Temple, and I am not mad at that at all. I enjoyed it. This was good.
I
So
agree.
yeah, we're gonna get out of here. What are you giving this episode before we go?
A minus.
Okay,
It was a
I'm
great
giving
episode, but they got rid of Will, so I have to put that minus on there.
of course. Of course. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an A plus. It was another phenomenal episode. And yeah, make sure you guys like this video on your way out. If you have not already, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. For all of our new viewers, listeners, hi, welcome in. I'm your girl Shay.
I'm your boy Malik.
We review Deal or No Deal Island, Drag Race, Traders, shit. We're gonna do Survivor in this new season that starts next week, and we have a lot of stuff coming up. So yeah. I just sprung that one on you, huh? We're gonna get out of here. Make sure we see you guys on our next recap. Peace out.